Hi, good morning. I'm Sean Harrison with Soilborn Farms. This is part of our Grow Your Grocery series. If any of you had watched some of the previous videos, we had one where we cleared this bed without really digging it up, trying to disturb the soil as little as possible. And then I came in and I showed folks how to sow a cover crop using our little seeder here, which I filled with seeds and ran it through the bed. About a month ago is when we did that, and now we have this, what we call a cover crop with, and this is buckwheat. So it's in full flower right now. It's mid leg height. It's about as high as it's gonna get, and it's starting to go to seed. But the reason why they call this a cover crop is because it's really covering the soil, so we don't lose any of the soil to wind, and it also protects the soil from kind of baking sun if I'm not planting anything in it. And the other thing it does is all of this above ground portion, imagine that below the surface we have all of those roots. There's an equal amount of sort of biomass below the ground growing as well. And that's all really good food for the biology of the soil. So if I was just to kind of dig in here, I wanted to show you what it looks like and why it's so good for the soil. So I'm just going to pop a little of this up here, and you'll see what I'm talking about here is all these roots of the plant. All that is decomposing in the soil, breaking down, and this is going to feed all the organisms in the soil, which we're trying to really protect, and is keep all that biology really active in the soil. So, the goal of the cover crop is really working now, right? We've got it protected, covered. We've got roots growing in the soil. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to I'm going to cut all of this down, because what I don't want to have happen is I don't want the buckwheat to go all the way to seed, right? So we're capturing sunlight energy in the crops, but before it goes to seed, we're going to take all this down. Otherwise, what happens is, the plant is pulling energy back out of the soil to make it seeds, and I actually want to capture the nutrients and that the plants have captured from the sun, and I want to kind of keep it in the soil. So I'm going to take this down, and then I'll put that in the compost bin. And I'm actually, because it's like September 12th or something like right now, and I'm gonna plant one more cover crop before I then, so in about 30 more days, I'll have another stand of buckwheat, and then I'm gonna plant my fall crops. So I'll probably put like kale in here, or garlic, something like that. Broccoli would be a good thing to follow up with it. But I wanted you all to see that, what a finished cover crop looks like. And literally this grew in about 30 days. And the other thing that's super cool about buckwheat, you can't really see it right now because it's so smoky out with the fires. But if you got down here and really looked at it in the morning time, this whole bed is buzzing with insect activity. It's actually amazing to watch. And it's also really pretty. It's a pretty, bed of plants in the garden versus just a blank empty bed, and where soil is kind of getting baked by the sun. So there you go. This is what a summer cover crop looks like. Would encourage you, if you have the space, to do this, and stay tuned, because in about 30 days I'll take down my next cover crop and we'll get planting for our fall.